is up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. It's your boy D Dyson. Monarch episode 3, where we pick up from the last episode where they meet Kurt Russell's character, which is Wyatt Russell, in our present day. And he's trying, as they find him, he's like, well, if you want to get away from Monarch and kind of be on the run and go find out where your dad is, you're going to have to leave and leave right now. So where he was kind of like I ain't saying an old folks facility. It looked pretty like he was good, but at the same time, he was in a place where it's like security, where I'm not sure it's like a low-key prison for him. Like, so he escapes, and then they go on this chase where they end up trying to go to North Korea, and he knew people all over the place. So it was like, well, the last place that they kind of tracked where it was Alaska. So he's trying to get over to Alaska, and he found out he knew like a person, like a officer, where he can get out of showing his passport. So he was able to get to Alaska, and they do a flashback. We finally get to see Godzilla and why Godzilla's pissed off, because, you know, as Godzilla was coming up to the shore, and they, you know, kind of fast, you know, run it back a little bit, that the general kind of sees like, okay, there's this big old footprint in this hangar of a creature out there this size. It's a global threat. So the general takes that as, okay, if it's a global threat, we got to nuke it. We got to get it out of here. So they built this nuke for Godzilla. And as Godzilla goes up to the shore, they shoot him with this big old nuke. He leaves. So you don't really get to see Godzilla in full force yet, but you see that he is pissed off because you're trying to kill him. And then they fast forward back to Alaska, where they're trying to find, okay, so you see like a little camp set up, and it's like, okay, somebody's here. And by the time you get to that setup of somebody's here, you kind of see the ice kind of moving. There's a monster out in that ice, and it can shoot out with its breath so cold that it freezes everything. So it froze the pilot in the plane, and they had to make their escape. So I was telling myself, more action in this one than the first 2 episodes. But I could tell this is heavily based on the human focus rather than the monsters. And I'm thinking as seasons go by, if they have more seasons, that we will see monsters, and you'll probably get that Godzilla is the one that's here to protect us from these other monsters, but they just love to hide. He's the king of all of them, but they hide in various different climates, various different elements, because of how big they are and what they can sustain as a monster. You know, they got a cold monster, they got a monster that's in the rocks, they got a monster that's in the water, they got a monster, you know, in a chemical reactor because they like it hot, that type of thing. So I'm still leery about it. You know, it's not saying it's convoluted, but it's more human focused. That's why I can't wait for Godzilla -1, because we get the true story of Godzilla from the 40s. But in this one, they're focused more on the human aspect of it all. And that was something that a lot of Godzilla's movies had in common, was they were trying to find the balance between the human aspect and Godzilla and the monsters, where this is focused more on the human and probably 10 or 20% on the monsters. Although it's called Legacy of Monsters, but you're trying to find out the company that keeps on the reps and try to regulate the monsters that are there. So in the midst of trying to find their father, who's might be alive, they're trying and going across all these different monsters in doing so. So that's why I said that's my takeaway from it. A little bit more action again from the first 2 episodes, where you get to see some different monsters do some different things. And I'm just trying to see what encounter that they had with Godzilla. So we got the first one where he popped out of water, they shot him with the nuke, and that was it. Like, you didn't see Godzilla no more. So I'm still telling myself, yeah, you got some couple episodes to go. I'm gonna keep going, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm not sure, but it's something to watch. So, you guys enjoyed my review of Monarch Legacy of Monsters, episode 3. Subscribe to my channel. Post a comment down below and like the video. It's your boy, D Dyson. Peace.